Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Today, students rallied and protested around the country in support of gun control.
ABC's Tara Palmieri has a look at the harsh words that those students had for legislators.
At the Florida State Capitol, survivors of the deadly school shooting in Parkland had harsh words for lawmakers. Before the students even arrived on Tuesday, legislators rejected a vote on an assault rifle ban.
I can vote, and I know who I'm not voting for. These people that I've been meeting with, these people that I've seen, none of them have really put it into words what needs to be done.
Before their 4-hour journey, they were hopeful, but after the meetings, seemed defiant.
They will not dismiss us any longer, so they won't reschedule, so they won't push us into another room as they dance around our questions. Because we came here prepared.
Around the country, students staged walkouts in solidarity. Here in Washington, hundreds of students protested outside of the Capitol and then marched down to the White House.
Something that can really resonate with us because, those kids were us.
President Trump holding a televised listening session with students and teachers who survived the massacres at Parkland, Columbine, and Newtown. Under public pressure, the president made a surprise announcement yesterday that he's directed the Department of Justice to write a directive to ban bump stocks, those devices that turn a regular weapon into a machine gun. The president also signaled his support for a Senate bill that fixes instant background checks. Some Democrats have pointed out that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms doesn't have the power to ban bump stocks. They've suggested that the president propose legislation. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Those concerns from Stoneman Douglas students will be heard by state leaders and people all across the country. CNN will hold a town hall at the BB&T Center in South Florida starting at 9 o'clock tonight. You can watch the live coverage on our website at mysuncoast.com. We will also be streaming it online on our Facebook page in its entirety.
Many students left school early today after a threat was made at Southeast High School. Students and teachers were on lockdown into the early afternoon. ABC 7's Marla Spence shows us what happened.
A scary day for some Manatee County students and parents after the Manatee County Sheriff's Office responded to Southeast High School in Bradenton, where a note was written on a girl's bathroom wall threatening to shoot up the school earlier this morning. Parents lined the streets worried and concerned for their children's safety as the school was on lockdown for several hours.
I came to check on my niece and make sure everything is going great for her with her grades. I make a left-hand turn and I see cars and people everywhere.
One parent and her daughter, new to the county from New York, tells ABC 7 this is their first time experiencing something like this.
I've never experienced this before.
Yeah, we got metal detectors in New York, so we won't ever deal with this type of stuff.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office interviewed several students. So far, there is no word on who is responsible.
This morning around 8 o'clock, I went to the bathroom that it was written, the message was written in or whatever. And all I did was go in there to check my hair, but considering the fact that I was in the bathroom around the time it happened, me as well as other female students got called down to the office. It's really annoying because a lot of kids are taking it as a joke and it's not funny at all.
Southeast High School is just a few miles away from Manatee High School, where a note was also found Tuesday threatening to shoot up the school today.
We found a note last week that Bradenton Police Department has been investigating and that actually has got someone now. I think that they're going to charge. We did find another note yesterday that made an accusation that they were going to shoot the school up.
More officers and security were on campus to ensure student safety, but parents and students were still nervous.
We do have parents that have held their students out of school today. Some have also expressed that they may keep them out the rest of this week.
One parent went as far as to withdraw her 2 kids out of the high school.
I just don't feel safe anymore. I don't feel for my kids that my kids are safe anymore. So I'd rather homeschool them.
So far, there is no word yet on who made either threat at Manatee and Southeast High Schools. Law enforcement is urging students to not take these threats lightly. Anyone found making a threat on social media or by a note of any way will face jail time or expulsion from school.
It's not funny at all. Like, there are literally parents mourning over their children that have passed from this situation like this.
I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Marla. Today, Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells spoke about what the Sheriff's Office is doing to ensure student safety on school campuses. As the number of threats continue to grow at schools here on the Suncoast, Sheriff Wells said he has been meeting with Superintendent Dr. Diana Green and the school board to discuss what they can do to keep students safe.
We have to harden the target. That's the first thing, and then we have to work on trying to get additional school resource officers in our schools. And there's a lot of conversation taking place, but I think that the common theme right now is that we have to do something now. We have to make the changes now. We can't be waiting for our politicians to come in and give us funding. We've got to do whatever we can right now.
Sheriff Wells also wants to urge parents to talk to their kids about posting threats on social media and to understand how serious the law enforcement is with taking these threats.
They need to let their kids know that this is no joke. There's nothing laughable about this. If we find out that you have threatened to do something at our school, you're going to go to jail.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office will continue to work with the school district to try and prevent these threats from happening on school campuses.
But for some local parents and students, the promises of safety are not enough.
Several parents are keeping their kids out of school this week after so many threats have been reported here in our area. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Riverview High School to tell us more about their concerns and the possibility of local students joining a national protest against current gun legislation. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, good evening. Riverview High School parents were, of course, notified over the weekend of a possible non-specific threat at the high school, but it's caused several parents to keep students out. We spoke with the school district, who told us that the attendance to yesterday compared to the same date last year was actually a couple hundred students higher, but the students we spoke with that have been in classes the last couple of days says the classes do seem a little thinner. We spoke with acting principal here, Kathy Wilkes, as well, and she did confirm there have been multiple absences this week, concerned about safety. She says the school is not punishing students or parents for this. However, she is asking parents who are concerned about security to call her directly and discuss it. Of course, 2 more threats were investigated up in Manatee County this morning, and students we spoke to here at Riverview High School say they've been seeing several more pop up on social media, and it's frightening them because they can't decipher what's real and what's not. That's why some have been so inspired by the number of students going up to Tallahassee to try and make a change for their safety and the safety of other students.
I think it's great because many of the students are getting out there and telling the school board, hey, do something because we don't feel safe in your schools and we want to learn, but many of these people or crazy people are coming into our schools and just scaring us.
I think that's really good because we need to stand up for what is supposed to be a safe place for us.
Our goal is to work with the students, but also within understanding that we have safety and security to consider at the school and how that will look.
Now, the Sarasota County School District did confirm that earlier today about 30 to 40 Venice High School students did perform a walkout out of classes and into the courtyard at Venice High School. As Principal Wilkes from Riverview High School just mentioned there, she is working closely with the school district and students here at Riverview High School who have voiced that they want to maybe participate in some type of walkout to make sure they can voice their concerns in a positive manner but also a safe manner, and they're working closer to that goal. It's still in the very early stages right now. For now, live at Riverview High School, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Adam, thanks so much for that report. It is a scary time for a lot of students and parents that feel like our schools are kind of under attack, and then these threats that, real or not, are scaring people,
right.
For sure.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see what our legislators and lawmakers choose for some change.
Let's get a check now on our weather today and find out if another record was set. Another hot day on the Sun Coast. Here's Bob.
Yeah, just posted on Facebook and social media that we tied a record at least at 87 degrees today. It's down 1 degree since just an hour ago. We'll see the official report coming out in about 15 minutes. So the dew point at 61 right now. That's a little low as a result of that east to southeast wind. We don't have that sea breeze kicking in. That's the reason why temperatures have been soaring into the upper 80s, even near the coast. The pressure continues to rise. 30-29. Temperatures will stay warm 2 through 11 at 70 degrees at 11 o'clock. Well, the Lakewood Ranch webcam showing the fair weather cumulus clouds moving through from the southeast to the northwest today on a southeast wind. And with that southeast wind, we'll see a little bit of fog late tonight and tomorrow morning, but temperatures statewide, the warmest readings right here along the west coast of Florida at 86 degrees, 79 in Jacksonville. It's 81 in Orlando, 78 in Miami now, and 79 in Key West, Pensacola, a bit cooler. Well, this high pressure is going to get bumped a little bit off to the south and east of us, but this continues to be the big concern with some heavy storms blowing up this afternoon into parts of Texas, stretching off to Louisiana and places to the north. Well, more on that system and whether it will have an impact on our weather down the road coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Billy Graham, one of the world's most famous Christian evangelists, died at his North Carolina home at the age of 99. He traveled the world on a crusade to spread the message of God, becoming the first Christian to preach publicly behind the Iron Curtain and in communist countries after World War II. He was a key figure in reviving the American evangelical move. ABC's Maggie Rulli takes a look back at his life.
Today, our nation awoke to the sad news of the passing of one of the greatest Americans of the 20th century, the Reverend Billy Graham.
Over the course of 6 decades, Billy Graham brought the word of God to millions.
We just loved him, and it feels like the world's going to fall apart a little bit gone.
He shaped the course of history, preaching on every continent.
God loves you.
He had the ear of every president from Harry Truman in 1950 through President Barack Obama. He was there for the Vietnam War, Watergate, and as George H.W. Bush reminisced today, the night of Operation Desert Storm to liberate Kuwait. Many call him the last nonpartisan evangelical, meeting with Democrat and Republican presidents alike, always with a message of unity.
The greatest need in the world today is a transformation of human nature to make us love instead of hate.
In a statement, former U.S. President Jimmy Carter said Graham had an enormous influence on my own spiritual life. And President Trump tweeted, "There was nobody like him. He will be missed by Christians and all religions. A very special man."
I said to the Lord, why did you choose me? I came from a farm. I never dreamed that I'd be preaching to people in different countries.
Graham placed top 10 in the Gallup poll of most admired man, a record-setting 61 times. Yet he repeatedly said he only wanted to be remembered as a faithful servant of God. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Still to come tonight in your Suncoast News, why the White House Chief of Staff is ending top-secret clearances for some White House employees.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus how alcohol could help you live longer, coming up in Health Smart.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Thousands of award-winning Honda Civics are on sale for $169 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You made Civic the best-selling compact car in America. Drive one today for just $169 a month, or save thousands on your Civic with 0.9% financing. Civic, a KBB.com best buy for less than the competition. Only $169 a month or 0.9% this week at your local Honda dealer.
Honda, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a digital media producer to write and post fresh content to our website in real time. Excellent writing skills and newsroom experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Concerns are growing at the White House regarding staffers and their security clearances.
ABC's Karen Travers has the latest from Washington.
The White House will not comment on the status of any staffer's security clearance, but there are now big questions about what a new mandate may mean for the president's son-in-law and senior advisor, Jared Kushner.
There's Jared Kushner on Tuesday at the United Nations, attending a speech by the Palestinian president. Middle East peace is one part of Kushner's wide-ranging policy portfolio. But could a new order from White House Chief of Staff John Kelly limit Kushner's access to sensitive information? Kelly said in a memo to White House staff and intelligence agencies last week that by this Friday, he would be ending all temporary top-secret clearances for any staffers who have had background check investigations pending since June 2017. That would include Kushner, who, despite his close proximity to the president, is still operating under a temporary clearance. That's believed to be due to his multiple updates to his clearance forms and questions about his businesses. But the White House says that new mandate won't impact anything that Kushner's working on.
And he'll continue to do the important work that he's been focused on with the last year.
And last night, John Kelly issuing a statement in response to a New York Times piece that said he and Kushner are clashing over this issue. Kelly said that was untrue, and he has full confidence in Kushner's ability to continue carrying out his duties.
But neither Sarah Sanders nor John Kelly denied that Jared Kushner could lose his security clearance, just that whatever happens won't impact his work. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
And the heat rolls on, and another record tied today?
Tied at least, yeah. We're waiting for the official coming in from the National Weather Service. They're going to dial up the ASOS system at the Sarasota Braden Airport to find out if it did get above 87. 87 is the tie back in 1979. So 3 days in a row now, we've either tied or set a record high here, and it looks as though things may go on tomorrow. Casey Key webcam showing beautiful conditions out there in the waters. You know, I can't remember days when temperatures were in the upper 80s and the water temperature was into the low 70s, and that's always nice, especially when that sea breeze kicks in, and it just makes for some gorgeous, gorgeous beach weather. And Casey Key webcam should show a nice sunset tonight too. The pollen count, that's the downside to all this dry air around, and very warm temperatures causing some problems. The forecast tomorrow at 10.3, even higher tomorrow, with the major allergens being tree pollen, and those are the oaks and junipers. So if you have some problems with sneezing a little bit more than normal, that's the reason why. Boy, getting snowfall into Dallas, some freezing rain there too, all the way into Oklahoma, an ice storm taking shape. The cold Arctic air is separated by the warm, moist air out ahead of it right along this frontal boundary, which is slowly inching to the southeast. Now, high pressure has been dominating our weather. It's been just off the east coast. That's slipping southward now as this frontal system trying to get some ground and headway into the southeast, but not having much success as the trough of the jet stream is well out west now, and that's where the cold temperatures are. Warm weather is being squeezed now to the east. There's been big drops in like Cleveland, for example. Yesterday was in the 70s. Today, a totally different story. Severe weather, tornadoes possible now in the southern portions of Louisiana tonight as a result of that clash of air masses now occurring across the lower Mississippi Valley. And the exercises of the military continues to show a different story here, though. We're getting more of this east wind and southeast wind, and that high pressure is building in a little bit more, forcing this offshore. And that gives you a little idea as to where that high pressure is moving. 86 right now. We have a dew point temperature of 61, which is low because of the east to southeast winds at 16. And the pressure now 30, 29, and that is way up there, continues to rise. The wind and fog forecast, not much fog expected. We may see a little bit of patchy fog just briefly tomorrow morning or before sunrise and shortly thereafter, but should be another sunny day with high temperatures well above average into the mid 80s. And if we get more of a southeasterly wind, we could actually see highs into the upper 80s. And nearing records again tomorrow. Futurecast, well, not much going on in terms of rainfall for us. A few showers are possible along the east coast, but all the rain staying mainly to the north and west of us. And with that east to southeasterly wind, we don't expect this system to have much advancing. It won't advance much in our area at all over the next at least 48 hours. The cold air has dropped now all the way down into Dallas, where it's 36 degrees. There's the Cleveland temperature. Yesterday it was 72. And now it's 36. And they're grabbing their jackets and sweaters, and things may change over to snow there before long. 19 in Minneapolis and 66 in Boston. That's warm, and the nation's capital, much warmer at 80 today. And you'll see temperatures cooling down a little bit over the northeast and staying pretty chilly over much of the northern plain states and throughout the southern plains. Kansas City high tomorrow, only 37 degrees. Northeast winds for boaters tomorrow, not much. 5 to 10 knots with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now 75 degrees, and the 7-day forecast. So warm tomorrow, 87, maybe just a couple degrees cooler over the weekend. 20% chance of shower on Sunday. The same on Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures still above average on Tuesday and Wednesday, but will be a little bit cooler into the upper 70s as opposed to the upper 80s. More on your weather coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. In first alert traffic right now, we've seen a crash at the interchange State Road 70 and I-75. This looks like it's on State Road 70, where it is impacting traffic heading both to the west and the east, but especially as you head to the east towards the interstate, and then even beyond east of the interstate is slow going for a little while. So expect some delays in that area. But the interstate, though, is all green at this hour. Jacqueline.
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, if you want to live until you're 90 or even older, one researcher says reaching for a wine glass rather than a dumbbell may help you live longer. A neurologist from the University of California studied 1,700 people who lived until at least 90 years old. She found that people who drink 2 glasses a day of wine or beer reduced their chances of dying prematurely by 18%. She also noted that people who were slightly overweight but not obese were 3% less likely to die young. But before you cancel your gym membership, the study also found that 15 to 45 minutes of daily physical activity helped reduce the risk of early death by 11%. And people who spend 2 hours a day on a hobby are 21% less likely to die early. Well, which diet is better for losing weight, low fat or low carb? According to researchers at Stanford, there is no significant difference in weight change between low carb and low fat diets. 600 people were randomly assigned to one diet or the other. After 12 months, researchers found that the low carb group lost an average of about 13 pounds and the low fat group an average of about 12 pounds. The results also showed that there was no specific gene pattern that affects which diet makes you lose weight, as some diets may claim. And surgery is not always the answer for chronic back pain sufferers. Kim Hutcherson has some tips on some alternatives that can provide relief.
Back pain is categorized as chronic when it lasts 3 months or longer. And while surgery may be necessary in some cases, doctors at Johns Hopkins say there are alternatives. Physical therapy can help with back pain. Patients learn better posture, gain flexibility and core strength, all of which helps their condition improve. Yoga and meditation can help fight the emotional turmoil that comes from coping with chronic back pain. Mindfulness exercises can train your mind to not focus on the physical discomfort. Changes in your diet and other lifestyle modifications may also help relieve back pain. Other non-surgical options include massage and acupuncture, nerve ablations where nerves are destroyed to ease pain, and anti-inflammatory medications or muscle relaxants might help. Also, give up the smokes. Johns Hopkins says nicotine has been known to make pain worse and slow down the healing process. These tips may help you avoid surgery and the long recovery process. Remember to discuss any course of action with your doctor. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Coming up, serial robbers in Texas caught on camera jumping through a drive-through window, and why employees at a Hobby Lobby craft store are frustrated with teenage customers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Sarasota Opera's 2018 Winter Opera Festival is here, featuring Puccini's Manon Lescaut, Bizet's Carmen, Bellini's Norma, and D'Albert's rarely heard Tieflant. For more information, go to sarasotaopera.org.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Why walk when you can ride? I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. You've likely seen the two-wheeler segways on the sidewalks of the Suncoast. Now we'll show you how easy it is to do and so fun. It's a big music marathon with an award-winning banjo player. Plus Suncoast favorites Chantel Norman and Ja Movement are here to preview their reggae block party. And State Street Eating House has margaritas.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
There are serial robbers at large in Houston, Texas.
They've targeted businesses, they've carjacked someone, even stolen from a FedEx driver. Two of those robbers were caught on camera. Take a look at this video. You can see the silver car pull up to a Shipley donut shop and a man armed with a gun jumps out. His three partners then follow him in through the drive-through window. One of them would eventually point a weapon at the employees, and then a woman is shoved to the ground. Police arrested a 17-year-old and a 21-year-old for this heist. They've tied the duo and their still wanted friends to at least 6 other robberies in the Houston area. A new viral photo trend is blowing up on Twitter and frustrating some Hobby Lobby employees.
Jeremy Roth explains in today's Take a Look at This.
This looks like a professional photo shoot in a garden, but it's actually an impromptu shoot in the plastic flower aisle of a Hobby Lobby. It's the latest viral trend with elaborate floral photos lighting up Twitter feeds. They're calling it the Hobby Lobby Challenge, and social media is loving it. Hey, you know who's not loving it? Hobby Lobby employees. Many of the craft store's employees tweeted their frustration with a disruptive trend. Wait, Barack Obama? That's clearly a different user because I think President Obama would at least be a fan of the aesthetic. Anywho, like the mannequin and cinnamon challenges, it looks like Hobby Lobby Challenge is here to stay. For now. Stranger Things actor David Harbour is known for his icy demeanor on the show, which probably served him well on his recent trip to the South Pole.
Hey, you guys seen Stranger Things?
In January, Harbour started a Twitter campaign to go to Antarctica, asking Greenpeace how many retweets it would take for them to send him to hang with the penguins. You know, maybe hone his hopper dance with the males. Greenpeace accepted the actor's challenge, saying get 200,000 tweets and you can tag along on one of our expeditions. Harbour's fans responded, retweeting nearly 400,000 times, and the actor was off to Antarctica, where he did indeed dance with the penguins. Stranger things have happened. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
He's a pretty funny character. He recently also did some photos with a senior in high school on Twitter and posted those. So he's a little bit of a comedian there.
Yeah, had fun with the penguins, and
Right.
it didn't look that cold down there either. I was surprised to see
He didn't have a jacket on, did he?
Yeah, no.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a look at the efforts to change laws regarding convicted felons' rights to vote here in Florida.
And why Sarasota city officials are arguing over Remote Marine Lab's plan to build a new aquarium at Nathan Benderson Park.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you could buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
Get all the local information you need before you leave home in the morning. Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC7 to get breaking news, plus first alert, weather, and traffic focused on where you live. ABC7, we're here for you.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.